We mentioned Haaland, the alarm goes off as, of course, we're joined by his nemesis after upsetting him in that interview at the weekend. Jan is with us. Jan, why is nobody really pushing the boat out for Haaland this summer? Why not? We discussed it yesterday. Manchester City, why not just go for him? Forget about Harry Kane, go and get Haaland. Real Madrid, if you've got the money for Mbappe, then surely you can go and push and get Haaland this summer. What's going on?
Well, first of all, it has been tested by Chelsea, and Dortmund was very clear that they didn't want to sell him this summer. So that has been tested, and rumours goes around. But I agree with you. Why on earth is Manchester City not waiting to get Haaland next summer? I mean, with all the problems in and around Harry Kane. But it's quite interesting, the discussion here, because the clubs are blocking places for strikers. I mean, Manchester City with Kane, Lukaku to Chelsea, maybe Mbappe to Real Madrid. And that's the moment when Bayern Munich keep moving. And they are used to get the players in Germany, and will, of course, try here again and to see if they can get him, Erling Haaland, going to them. But they have another problem, which is bigger, because they have already a great striker, maybe the best number 9 since Marco van Basten. They got Robert Lewandowski. He got a contract in 2023. And I am in Munich at the moment. I have a couple of meetings today. And what I have confirmed, which is not like we are surprised, but Robert Lewandowski is not very happy that at the same time that he's beaten the record of Gerd Müller, 41 Bundesliga goals in one season, he's shooting them to everything. Then they are publicly talking about his replacement. And that is one of the reasons that there comes some signal out that maybe I need a new challenge and so on and so on. He is not very happy that they are publicly talking about Erling Haaland.
Bayern Munich fans would love it. Wouldn't be great, would it?
Is anybody
if Haaland goes to Bayern Munich?
Yeah, but they love Robert Lewandowski as well.
Yeah. What? Was you in yesterday?
Yes, I was in yesterday.
Did you steal our conversation from the day before?
What was your...
About Grealish and Kane?
No, I didn't.
I think you did.
No, I didn't. My point was, basically, go and get Haaland now. Don't faff about. Don't worry about Harry Kane. Go and get Haaland now. And Jules' point was, if you wait for 12 months, you could still get him then. And it just, I don't know.
Can I ask a question? How's Bayern Munich come into this with Erling Haaland? It goes against the whole history of what they do to go out and spend crazy money on Erling Haaland, crazy wages, the whole thing. That's not been there.
But they poached the best the players in Germany. That's what they've done all their lives.
But Dan, if I may, I mean, this is the only... Stevie, it's a fair comment from Stevie, but still, this is for Bayern Munich the most realistic thing they can do in a market, because remember, the Super League is gone, but there is still a Super League with Chelsea, Manchester City, and PSG who can buy any player. Bayern Munich can't take any player, and they see if they get him for 75, 80 million, that's the most realistic thing they could do. The only problem is that they already got the best striker in the world. So, and Salihamidzic has a job to do in the next months.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bayern are in the race for sure if it's the release clause price or thereabouts. I don't know that, as Jan said it. And Stevie pointed out that I don't think they're in the running to spend, I don't know, 150 million plus.
No.
But I don't understand, and the City thing I don't understand, and maybe somebody can explain, is why waste the money on Grealish and Kane when this guy's a hotter property than both?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said that...
It seems the most obvious thing, right? It really does seem obvious to everybody.
Yeah, and Craig, you've said that all along, that because you have a 21-year-old, you will get maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and you know he will score goals for you. Harry Kane, great striker, but he's still 28, and all the problems that it has to get him. I can't believe that Manchester City is now waiting and try to see if they can get the son of a former Manchester City player.
Gab?
Yeah, I wanted the same thing, and I agree. It makes absolutely no sense. The valuation is just absolutely over the top, given Harry Kane's age. The only possible explanation, and where we really are in the realms of speculation, is this, and I'll submit it to you guys. Haaland and Mbappe are nice, and obviously you would rather get those guys than Kane if the money's going to be the same. However, they're unlikely to move this summer. whereas Harry Kane, or so City believed, was likely to move now. What if Pep feels this sudden urgency? What if Pep says, look, I don't care about 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I don't care about long-term Haaland makes more sense. I want to win straight away. I don't know that I want to be still the City manager in 5 years or 10 years, maybe even 2 years. I want to win now. Everybody else is down. Everybody else has got issues except for Paris Saint-Germain. Let me go, get Harry Kane right now, and take another shot at the Champions League that I want to win. For me, that is the only explanation. And since Pep is a deity, he does what he wants.
It's the same question as we're talking about PSG. How much is the Champions League worth to PSG?
Right.
And it's the same thing with Pep. How much is the Champions League worth to Man City winning it this year, as opposed to having to wait 2 or 3 years? How much is it worth to them?
Everybody says, right, Jan, Dortmund are pretty, obviously, extremely keen not to sell him this season. The player doesn't seem in a desperate rush. But Jan, what figure, for example, would tempt Dortmund to say, oh, OK, let's think about it? What are we talking about here? 200 million?
Well, we talked about it since the Champions League final, didn't we, Craig? Because I knew 100% they were going for Erling Haaland. And they tested them out, and they were talking about 150, right, which was the price they did. And then Dortmund did their maths and saying, well, we want to keep it another season because we want to get into the Champions League, blah, 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 blah. And then they sold Jadon Sancho, which kind of helped them out of the first depth from the pandemic. And then just out of the blue, suddenly Matthias Sammer, who is an advisor to the CEO of Dortmund, Watzke, he suddenly said, well, if someone get in with some crazy offer, we probably will let him go. I'm not sure. I'm 100% sure that Team Holland knew about that. And then he suddenly said, well, we're talking about 200 million. That was just an amount. But I think that we are talking 150, 160 million euro. But they won't sell him because Dortmund has shown before, when people are talking about Dembele and Aubameyang, they were striking the way out of the club. They got a fantastic amount from Dembele. They bought him for like 25 and sold him for 120 or something, which was unbelievable. But that won't happen this time because next summer it's Team Holland who decides what they want to do and to which club they want to go.
And on top of that, Yanni, you're 100% correct. What I would just add to that is in terms of Team Holland, which is obviously Holland Senior and Mino Raiola, those guys are going to get paid. When it comes to somebody like Haaland, and we saw that when he moved with a release clause to Dortmund, you have to factor in, if you're the buying club, you have to factor in the transfer fee, you have to factor in his wages, and you have to factor in the commission for Team Holland, and especially Mino. And that commission, if he's only going to move for all the money comes out of the same pot. If he's only going to move for 70, 75, 80 million rather than 150 million, he's going to say, oh, look, there's a lot more money left over for me, for my commission, and there's a lot more money to pay Erling Haaland his salary. And so Team Holland has zero incentive to move this summer. Dortmund, I think, understand this. It would actually be financially, would be their incentive to sell him this summer rather than sell him for less next summer. But as Jan points out, there's a lot of reasons why that's unlikely to happen. So they're justified in saying, no, we're not going to sell.
So and I just want to put something in. One thing, but it's not only greed because we have to take also the analysis. If Team Holland only went for greed, he wouldn't have played in Dortmund. He would have gone to the Premiership where he have triple his money. When he went to Salzburg, he could have gone to Juventus and he would have tripled his money. So, but Gab is absolutely right. This is also a financial deal and so on and so on. But I think that they've always shown that they're going where the player can develop. Of course, there is a time when you have to go for money and titles and development at the same time. But I spent 5 days in Dortmund and I spoke to everyone. And I don't think there is anybody in Dortmund who knows where Erling Haaland would play next summer.
Jan, can I ask you, let me ask you this. So we were watching Haaland at the weekend against Bayern. And to
Tuesday.
And to me, he looked a little frustrated. Now, what's he going to be this time next year? I mean, is he going to be able to last? And the only thing we don't know, we can talk about his dad and the agent, What does he actually think of all this? Is he the type of guy that's going to go, you know what? I want to go now. I can't do this for another 12 months. Is he the type that's going to do that? Or is he just frustrated and actually he's under their spell? He's actually doing what they tell him. Which kind of way is it?
No, he's not at all. He is a very independent guy, but it's a fair question when you see him play. But that is the part of his play. He was the same against Frankfurt when they won 5-2. He made 3 assists and he scored 2 goals. He was the same way when in the first cup game he scored 3 against Wiesbaden. That is a part of him that is his strength, and it may be his weakness. But I think that he is quite there. He is. I think that is the main strength of him. How he uses temperament to kind of balance that. But we all know he's a 20-year-old. He has to score goals. He has to win games. But I think that when you see him play, he knows where he's here. At the moment he is at Dortmund. I think that is his great strength. He is always there, and he's not under the spell of his dad or Raiola. If Raiola was so bad that everybody says he is, why has the boy then played at Salzburg and Dortmund and not gone for the big money moves?
A lot more on this, of course, on the latest edition of the Gab and Jules podcast. That's available now. Their special guest, Aage Fjortoft. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.